Welcome back everybody, Rajesh Patel here with Red Acre Premium, and in this video we're talking about earnings season. This week is huge for biotech because 6 of the top names in the IBB, the iShares Biotechnology Index, are reporting earnings this week. On Tuesday we have Amgen and Gilead. On Wednesday we have Biogen IDEC, and then on Thursday we have Celgene and Alexion. So that's a lot of earnings news in just 1 week. Believe me, it's going to be a crazy week. Let me break it down for you. Gilead, the consensus for revenue is $3.92 billion, and earnings per share consensus is 89 cents per share. Amgen, consensus revenue, $4.76 billion, and $1.94 per share EPS. For Mylan, $1.8 billion in revenue, 65 cents a share in consensus EPS. Biogen IDEC, $2 billion with $2.56 per share. Celgene, $1.77 billion and $1.65 EPS. And finally, Alexion, $560 million on the top line and $1.26 EPS. So that's where consensus is. Now let me talk specifically about Gilead, because we all know that Gilead is the bellwether of the biotech industry. They've been going gangbusters with their new hepatitis C drug Sovaldi, and now they're getting pushback from Congress, Congressman Waxman, about their drug pricing. And that's what started this whole biotech sell-off. Here's the thing. Take a look at this chart over here. This is actually how EPS has evolved for the top 10 names in the IBB. So it's not like analysts have not been updating their charts. In fact, while the IBB was selling off, the EPS numbers were being raised. Take a look at Alexion. It shot up 50% compared to 90 days ago. And Gilead has shot up quite a bit as well. So analysts are doing their job. They're looking at the script data as it comes in. The problem for Gilead is not this quarter, and it's not even this year. The consensus for the year is $17 billion in revenue. The consensus for next year is $21 billion in revenue. But for those analysts that are projecting revenues out to 2020, guess what? The consensus revenue in 2020 is only $20 billion. It's lower than the 2015 estimate. So what's going on here? People are not sure that Gilead is going to be able to maintain its top-line performance over time. And that's why the stock has been selling off. You've got great hepatitis C data from Merck. You've got hepatitis C products coming online from AbbVie. That competition, right now, it's unclear how that's going to play out in the out years. But people are thinking that Gilead's not going to maintain the 70% market share out to 2020. So even though Gilead might beat, it's probably already baked into the number, at least for the specialists that only invest in biotech. Generalists maybe are not paying as much attention, I don't know, but basically Gilead is likely to beat, but it may not be as bullish as we all think. However, we had another piece of news, huge news, well, not even news, a rumor that came out today. And that rumor was that Pfizer is stalking an acquisition, a $101 billion acquisition of AstraZeneca. Now, a large pharma acquiring another large pharma doesn't get me that excited. And I'm not sure how many people on the buy side in biotech are getting excited about it. Why is Pfizer doing this? 2 simple reasons, or 2 simple theories. One, AstraZeneca does have an immune oncology program. It's a little bit behind what Bristol Myers and Merck have, but at least it's something, and that might be a reason that Pfizer's interested. On the other hand, if you look at Pfizer's balance sheet, they have $32 billion on the balance sheet in the US, but through their foreign subsidiaries, they have another $70 billion in cash. If they were to just repatriate that money to the US, they'd have to pay a huge tax bill. Instead, it makes sense to acquire a foreign company. And AstraZeneca, being based in the UK, counts as a foreign country. Now, what might happen tomorrow. This is pure speculation. Don't hold me to it. Don't quote me on it. But remember last year when Onyx was getting acquired and that news broke? What happened to all of the other biotech names? They all shot up at once. And the reason they did is that people figured, investors figured, that whoever doesn't win in getting Onyx might still want to acquire something, and some of the other biotech names might be a place they look. I know, it doesn't necessarily make sense. If Onyx has a particular asset and somebody else isn't even in that therapeutic space, why would somebody be interested? But that's not how investors think. They're not always logical. Anyway, back to the point. If people think that AstraZeneca's not interested, which so far the news story said that, then maybe Pfizer will be interested in some of the biotech names. Now remember, Pfizer also bid for Onyx last year, so there could be some logic to that, and I could see that happening. That might throw some fuel onto the biotech flames right before earnings season. I'm Rajesh Patel with Red Acre Investments. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I hope you found it super helpful. If you did, sign up for our YouTube channel. We'll be posting more videos like these very soon. If you're not already receiving our weekly review, head on over to www.redacre.com and sign up. Every week, we send you in-depth analysis designed to keep you ahead of the curve in biotech. And finally, if you have any friends that also invest in the space, send them a link to this video. I'm sure they'll appreciate knowing what's going on right as the busy biotech earnings week gets underway. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.